Hi guys, I've been impressed with watching one or two of you fitting the Zimo decoders into the little Hornby TT120 08 shunters. The first one I saw I think was my friend Andy from Model Loco, and then I came across another one, Andrew from Wootton Tor, who I also consider a friend now, and I thought, well, I'll have a go myself. If you're thinking of giving it a go yourself, I'd watch probably Andy from Model Loco, watch his YouTube video first, and then I'd watch Andrew from Wootton Tor, I'd watch his video after that one. There is a right way to fit this decoder into the shunter. Andrew from Wootton Tor put it in the correct way, so have a look at his video. I'll leave the links to these videos and any other stuff in the description below for you guys. So Andy from Model Loco used Digitrains. I have actually used them before for the items, so I fired off an email and got a reply back. It was after the MS490N 6-pin and a speaker and their Class 08 proto drive. So they got back to me straight away, got a price of £143, which was a little bit less than what I think Andy paid for his, I don't know why, and said, yeah, that's fine, can you throw in a bit of black tack and we've got a deal. And that was on the 29th of January this year, 2024. The black tack is to be used for sticking the little speaker to the roof of the body. So after that, everything went dead. So I heard nothing from them for a couple of days, so I went back to Google, did a search again for the same items, and Coastal DCC came up. So again, fired off the same email, yes, we can do that. I also asked previously if they could solder the speaker onto the decoder, and Coastal said they could do the same as well, so that's fine. So said, yeah, that's brilliant. They wanted £125 because their sound project is different to Digitrains. So yeah, that's fine, I'll go ahead with that if you can throw in a bit of black tack. And guess what? Silence. I can't believe this. Just heard that Hattons have closed after 70 years because they're not making enough money, and here's two companies I've got in touch with and they didn't seem to be bothered about business. Right, so it goes back to Google again. This time I came across a company called YouChoose and sent off an email in the afternoon or tea time, and 22:11 that night I got a reply back from John. Couldn't believe it. I thought, well, man, this is good service, and they said, yeah, they could do this for me. So I rang John the next day, had a chat with him on the phone, and yeah, they could solder the speaker onto the decoder, no problem. I wasn't really bothered about Stay Alive because I didn't think it could fit in, so that's what I've been told. And the price I think was about the same as Coastal, about 125, because they put their own sound system on, just like Coastal do. And yeah, everything's fine. So I come to the crunch line. Can you throw a little bit of black tack into the deal? Anyway, he did try to sell me some, but I said, well, I only need a blob. He said, yeah, we can do that for you. Hooray, we got a deal. So we're moving on now. A couple of days later, I think it was a Saturday, the 10th of February, I actually got the package, the decoder with the sound on it and everything. And strangely enough, Coastal came back to me that day and said they could do the everything for me, but they don't have black tack. But it was a bit late then, wasn't it? So great stuff, happy days. Third time lucky, or as the Americans say, third time's a charm. So this is what I got in the package. You've got the decoder you can see on the left, and then on the right all wired up is the little cube speaker, and at the top of that is a massive capacitor, a bit like Sputnik from outer space. There's no way in the world that's going to fit into the little shunter, not without some serious modification anyway. But as I say, I wasn't bothered about a stay alive, not at this time. I use a bit of pipe insulation which I've adapted to hold the locos in when I'm working on the chassis. You need to unscrew the 4 outermost screws from the chassis to release the body, as indicated in these purple arrows. Once you've removed the 4 tiny screws, just give the body a bit of a wiggle side to side, and that should free it off for you. Make sure you keep those screws safe, of course. Don't want to lose one of them. And then just prise off the blanking plate from the housing. And after you've done that, then just remove the blanking plate from the housing. And just a little bit of a squeeze. You'll find that the decoder, Zimo decoder, the 6 pins are a bit long. I trimmed them down with some Xeron cutters, but I've been told you can use a very sharp pair of scissors as well. That just gives you a little bit more room to play about with. And make sure that you fit the decoder with the sort of orangey yellow square bits on the plate. You fit that downwards, face down, as you can just about see here. Otherwise, you fit it the other way round, it won't work, and you'll have to do it all over again. There's a little tiny cube speaker. Nice bit of soldering done by John from YouTube's. As you can see, I cut the other wires off, the stay alive wires, as I didn't need them and they only got in the way. And there's the famous bit of black tack. As you can see from this photo, this is probably a better view of how to fit the decoder. As I say, fit it face down like it's shown here. It's probably a wise move before you fit everything back together again, just to try it out. And I think I've done that before. I thought, well, it'll work. And it didn't work very well, so I'd take it all apart again. So yeah, just give it a go on the track, on the program track or whatever you use. I'm using the Z21 app on my iPad to drive this shunter. As you can see, I hadn't removed the stay alive wires at this point. This is where the little speaker goes, just underneath the top at the front of the body, and you stick the silver part to the roof of the body. So this is what it sounded like when it was all fitted together. Now I don't know about you, and we're all different, aren't we? But I'm not really jumping up and down over the moon with this sound. The sound from Andy from Model Oco to me was a lot better, a lot more hi-fi. I'm not going to say this, but it sounds a bit like when you're in a conservatory or a caravan and it's throwing it down outside or hailstoning on the roof. That's what it sounds like to me. So time to go back to Digitrains cap in hand and see if they would fit or download that proto drive sound onto this decoder. Anyway, long story short, yeah, they said they do that, £15 plus P&P, which I thought was quite decent of them. So send it all off. Had a chat with David from Digitrains a day or two after they'd received it, and mentioned that the shunter was cutting out in certain places on the track, and he said, well, have you thought about a stay alive? And I said, well, I don't think you can fit one without a modification. And he said, I think you can. I'll have a chat with one of my colleagues, which he did. And he said, yeah, we've managed to fit them even in N scale. So I said, well, that's fine then. So yeah, sold me that onto the decoder as well, which he did for a few more coins, and got it back. And I was a bit surprised to see 3 quite large capacitors fastened to the decoder. I knew about another little plate, but I was a bit surprised to see these, and I didn't know whether they would fit. So I had another chat with him, and he assured me it would fit, sent me some photos which you can see, and I wrapped it in cling film so it wouldn't be any shorts. But David said it's probably not the best. He mentioned some other stuff which I've never heard of, but you can see on the photos. But I got some electrical tape, so I put some of that on. I had a go at fitting the stay alive and everything into the little body, and I wasn't really progressing very well. So I got back in touch with them and asked if they could fit it for me. Again, yes, for a bit more coinage. So sent it back again, and finally got it back. All done and dusted. Toby was the guy there at Digitrains which did it for me, and tidied up the pickups as well. So fantastic. So puts it back on the track, and the running of it now has been tremendous. Right, I've just redone this little bit for those of you who are thinking of giving it a go yourself. In this photo I've enlarged it a bit for you. You can see the capacitors at the back in between that square block and the end of the housing, or whatever you call it. Now on this example there's only 2 capacitors shown. I think 3 were fitted in mine, but I'm not going to take it apart because I don't want to mess with it again. But it's running okay anyway. But at least this gives you an idea where those capacitors fit. And the charge plate in this photo, as you can see, it fits across the worm drive. I think when I tried to fit it, I did it more in line with the worm drive, but you fit it however it works best for yourself. But at least it all does fit and it all does work, and that's the main thing, isn't it? So which sound do you think is the best? This one? Or this one? This one? Or this one? I'll just show you the 08 now doing a very slow crawl. over a Pico Streamline Unifrog point. The Unifrog is not wired up. I've never had a problem with my engines running over the points, even going slow. No problem whatsoever with the frog not being wired. Before the Stay Alive was fitted, this 08 would never have run this slow over the track. So the Stay Alive obviously is helping. Okay, you need to have clean track as well, but in the words of a famous supermarket, every little helps. This decoder has a number of other sounds on it as well, and one or two of the other sounds are two railway men talking to each other over the radio. One is no doubt the driver, and one probably assisting him in getting close to coupling up some freight. You can hear these voices on Andy of Modeloco's YouTube video, and they're more or less on at the start of his video, so you'll be able to listen to them there. But I'm really pleased with the sound of this decoder as compared to the other one. Anyway guys, I hope you found this video of some help in your model railway endeavours. At least now you know you can fit a Stay Alive in this little TT120 08 shunter. Cheers, thanks.